Hi everyone, my name is Casey Ganji, and I will be teaching your child honors geometry this year, or geometry level 1. So here is my contact information if you ever need to reach me. My phone extension is 6452, and here is my email as well. You can totally email me or call me if you ever have any concerns about your child or you need any clarification about anything. So Google Classroom is going to be my main way of communicating with your child. So all of your children right now have access to 2 Google Classrooms. The first Google Classroom is my general specific Google Classroom, where I will be posting assignments, their weekly document, and other class resources. But the students also have access to this resources for honors geometry classroom. That contains a PDF of their textbook, as well as some review of algebra topics from last year, solution guides. So it contains a lot of the resources that they will be using this year in my course. So these are the codes here for each block. Anytime I post something on Google Classroom, the students do get an automated email. So they're always going to be up to date on what's happening. Here are some snippets of what my Google Classroom has. So on the front of their dashboard, you'll see that it shows the assignment and the time and day that it will be due. Under the classwork tab, I always have a week at a glance where I post the weekly document that contains all the notes, everything that we're going to be doing for the week. So that's always at the top of the classwork tab. And then I also organize the Google Classroom by week. So under the week will be any notes, any solution guides, assignments that the students may have so that it can all be easily accessible to them. So here's kind of what my weekly document looks like. So every Friday at 3 p.m., I will be posting a weekly document, which will tell the students what chapters we're going to be working on, what notes, what their homework assignments are, as well as with a solution guide. And then it goes through each day. So if they don't have class, it's just blocked out. And then it's organized by cohort. So you'll see that on Tuesday, the in-person class is the blue group. So these are their assignments for the day. And then the online group has theirs in red. So all materials are also directly linked into the weekly document. So they could click on these blue underlined pieces in the weekly document and it'll take them right to the practice packet or the Edpuzzle video, for instance. So this is something really good that the students could print out each week and keep in their folder or binder if they ever need a quick access to what we're doing each day in class. So for grading, I do it based on a total point system. So the students will be assessed on mid-chapter quizzes. They will be getting tests at the end of every single chapter. And then I have been doing spot checking homework. So once in a while when the students come in, I just look over to see that they at least attempted the homework, checked their answers with the solution guide, and then they receive their 2 homework points. All homework is in the textbook. So here is our textbook right here on the right that all students received during the first week of school. And all students should definitely have a calculator. I recommend the TI-30XS. You don't have to get the fancy graphing calculator. This one works pretty well. So this is the one that the students should have, and they can always check one out if they need to as well from myself. In order to be successful in terms of grading, the students need to be really strong in their first year honors algebra skills, such as with quadratics and systems of equations. We've been reviewing that in class quite a bit. And they need to know all the vocabulary, definitions, and theorems that they're going to be learning throughout geometry. So if they keep up on their homework and their practice and their notes, they should be very successful in this course. So what do we learn in geometry? So here are some of the things. So in the beginning of the year, we focus on planar or 2D geometry, so 2D shapes and their properties. And then later towards the end of semester 2, we will focus on 3-dimensional objects. We focus heavily on congruency, so proving that 2 objects have both the same size and the same shape. Many of our proofs that we're going to be starting in chapter 2 will focus on proving this property, especially with triangles. That's something we focus heavy on in geometry. And then we also focus on similar figures, so proving that maybe these 2 figures have the same shape, but they don't necessarily have the same size. And how do I scale up from the smaller to the larger or vice versa? We definitely touch upon some trigonometry. So the students will be introduced to sine, cosine, and tangent this year and how that relates to the triangle. This will be very useful as they head into Algebra 2 next year. We focus on coordinate geometry. So we actually already did the distance formula and the midpoint formula, two formulas that are going to come up over and over again throughout the year. And we'll also focus on things like the equation of a circle. We also have a unit on circles, so we'll learn about all the different parts, tangents, secants, chords. How do we find arc length, as circles tend to be on the SATs when they will be taking them as seniors. And then we'll learn many definitions, theorems, and postulates that we're going to use in our proofs throughout the year. So if your child ever needs extra help, I have posted my own schedule on Google Classroom, as well as the schedule with Mr. Moriarty. Mr. Moriarty is our math support person, and he runs a math center, and the students can also request for individual math support using the link on my classroom. Here are my times for extra help. I'm always here in the morning, usually after school. Just by appointment, I like to have the students let me know that they'll be coming in. And then I have started scheduling some afternoon sessions on Thursdays and during Block 3 AC. So I am looking forward to a great year with your child. And if you have any questions, I'm looking forward to meeting you on curriculum night.